So today, your test, you told me the other day, right? You're going to sit for comprehension, correct? So 88 Tuition has already created, yeah, Tuition has created worksheets based on comprehension, all right? Today we're doing comprehension. All these weeks, right, for the last 3-4 weeks, that's a long time to do composition. Yeah, we did a lot of composition plus situational writing, all that, paper one. So now we're going to focus on paper two. Okay, can? So I just go through our prerequisites. I hope you've done it, but if you've not done it, it's okay. We can do together. All right. If you have done it, okay, so we're going through the answers. If you've not done it, I will read to you, okay? Because I have to read it anyways. It's a requirement, right? It's a requirement by 88 Tuition, and then to go through the notes also, the questions also, and then to go through. All right. So if you've not done it, you can just take out your piece of paper and then you can write down the answers. Or for some people, they print out the worksheet, right? You all print out your worksheets and then you can write the answers also. So it's up to you how you want to learn. Some people already done, all right, and then there's feedback, yeah, and then you print out your feedback. Also okay. Up to you how you want to get it done. All right, hold on. Okay, please go to Learn and Attempt lesson 27. Lesson objectives, non-narrative comprehension using text structure to understand detailed meaning and how points are linked. Okay, so we are doing non-narrative comprehension. Section C, we do summary today also. Questions 1 to 7, non-narrative comprehension. And then 8 to 11 is current affairs. So the current affairs, I think you know, it is mainly plan response, okay, for your for your oral exam. So literally every week they will give us current affairs, mainly to keep you updated about what's going on, number one. And then number two, we can do plan response, because plan response for oral exam is actually new, right? So we can discuss that. Or for some people, they actually write in properly the PU format, and then you can pass to me. Okay, Cam? So we're going to answer all questions and type all answers in the given spaces. All right, so 88's house rule, it is compulsory to turn on your video, mute your microphone. Please use chat function if you would like to do any of the following. Ask a question, answer a question, share feedback. Okay, if there is anything urgent, please raise your hand and wait for teacher's permission to unmute yourself before speaking. If you need to be excused, for example, toilet break, just ask and then just return as soon as possible. Okay, be mindful to be respectful to all students and teachers in class. Okay, so we move on now. Non-narrative comprehension and current affairs. So we are going to tackle the first one first. Identify text types and structure. I think by now, already in July going on to August, you would know the kind of text that you're reading, right? You would know a narrative text versus non-narrative text. A narrative text is one where it is more like a reflective essay, right? Or a story, all right? Then the questions are different, slightly different from non-narrative text. Non-narrative text, usually, what are the questions? Later I'll show you this question type. Non-narrative comprehension, right? The narrative text, I'll give you a list after this, all right? So we go through first to identify text types and structure. When you notice the shape of the reading passage, it will help you understand detailed meaning and how the points are linked. So basically, it's more like an expository essay. Okay, it's a factual essay. It's a factual write-up where you have your introduction, and then you have your second paragraph, third paragraph, and within that paragraph is PEEL, P-E-E-L. Yeah. So we went through PEEL before. All right. They give you a point, they elaborate the point, they can give some examples, and they give you a link. So their writing is something like that also. Okay. So in that particular paragraph, they also have a topic sentence. All right. I hope you can hear me clearly. Yeah. If you cannot hear me clearly, you just chat with me. Okay. Thank you very much. You will find it easier to understand comprehension passages if you can identify the type of text you are reading. Whether it's narrative or non-narrative text. Okay, so if you know it's non-narrative text, you know very well that there will be summary questions. a summary question for you to do. Okay. And then narrative text will be a story. So number of marks, right? Usually for not usually for O level, right? If you sit for, when you sit for it, right, it's upon 20. 5. 25. Wait, I take my eraser. Okay. Don't mind me. I erase 25 because it's 10 plus 15. Okay. Let me see. Pen. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's upon 25. All right. So 10 questions, 10 marks for questions. I put QN for questions. Wait, okay. All right. 10 marks for questions. And then summary is 15 marks. What is in the summary? Content is 8 marks. Language is 7 marks. So therefore it's 15 marks. Okay. Section B is 20 marks. It's just questions here. All right. And then one very interesting question. The last part is a flow chart. You've got flow chart here also. All right. Yeah. So basically just remember, one is 20 marks, one is 25. Section A is 5 marks. I think you are aware, right? Your VT. Okay, Ken. Let's move on. So you just need to know, identify the type of text. So recognize the kind of structure of such text have and the way in which such text deal with the subject matter. Okay. So next, for example, you know that a recipe has a certain kind of structure. So for example, they have a step-by-step, okay, type of dish, ingredients, method. While a news article, this is an article, right, has yet another main interest paragraph, explanation of the event in more detail, and then perhaps historical background. All right. So usually recipe, you've got the bulleted points, right? And then yeah, bulleted points for ingredients, and then maybe the second paragraph they tell you how to cook the meal, right? For news article, it will be something like a newspaper article, for example, right? Where you have a heading and then you've got a byline. Byline means written by whoever it is, your name, and then you have an article there. So it's a different text type. Okay, if you know what type of text it is, you can better predict what the writer is going to tell you. All right. Can I understand this part? So if let's say you know that it is a recipe, you will know that he's going to talk about recipe. If it's news article, you know that the things that they're going to talk about in that particular text about some news. All right. Okay, I go on to the next one. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Forgot to tell you since we are doing non-narrative text, right? Now, non-narrative text, questions, right? I show some of the questions. All right. Actually, number one, factual questions, factual or content questions. Meaning, you can just go back to the passage and find the answers from the passage. It's very straightforward. Number two is inferential. Okay, inferential questions. I think you have heard about this before also. And then you've got vocabulary question in your own words. Okay, your teacher would have explained to you what is in your own words questions, right? They have quotation questions, quote, identify. So all this falls into the same category. Okay. Yeah, identify. For sec 1, essentially these are your questions. Oh yes, there's another one. Number 5, it can be talking heads. All right, that's talking heads. And in the talking heads, right? Actually the talking heads have different opinions. One say yes, one say no. Meaning one person, maybe a girl and a boy. The boy says good things and the girl says things that's not beneficial. So benefits or advantages, or yes and no. All right. So you got the talking heads. All this is about 5 marks. It's 10 marks, right? So 5 types of questions. All together 10 marks, and then plus your summary. Okay, Ken? So this is your basic, essentially this should be the type of questions that you will be sitting for end of the year exam or for your WA3 if you're having WA3 now. All right. Okay, I go on to the next one. Now we identify text. So I just stop for a while. Can I understand? I see because not non-narrative text. How about narrative text? Narrative text has everything here except for talking heads. Understand? They have everything here except for talking heads. And two more types. All right, one more type, literary device. Literary device, and then the other one is not matching. They give you a quote. Then they need you to change the words. Not change the words. Sorry, you have to go back to the passage and get the explanation from what they have given to you. So that's the new syllabus. Two more different questions. Okay, two more other questions for narrative text. So you don't have to worry so much about it yet because we are not in narrative text yet. When we are in narrative text, then I will show you the kinds of questions. But for now, right, these are the type of questions for your WA3. Okay, factual, inferential, in your own words, quote or identify, talking heads. Because your set one, they will not ask about attitude question. There's this question about attitude and tone. Okay, attitude and tone normally set two, but some I'm not sure. I've not seen set one schools in Singapore asking that kind of question in set one. Usually set two they can tone and attitude question. Okay, so these 5 questions are essentially your questions for non-narrative text. Okay, let's move on. So now we identify. All right, so we do step by step. This is 88 tuition notes, right? So we 88 tuition would like very much that you start from something from basic, right? And then after that build up. Okay. So this is to identify if it's a non-narrative text. How do we do so? So the style of writing is like this. Example, how did the human race discover the usefulness of fire? We can never know, but perhaps it went something like this. A group of humans out hunting may have been caught in a forest fire. They remembered being almost roasted to death by the flames. Yet they also recalled with some pleasure the warmth offered by the flames. So number one, fire is dangerous, right? But then yet, because of the word yet here, right, we realize that although it is dangerous, it can also be beneficial, all right, in which there's some pleasure from it. Until this moment, fire had been an enemy. Now it became a friend. A dead tree was dragged into the cave and lighted by means of smoldering branches from a burning tree. Now, smoldering branches are not branches that are full of fire. Smolder, when you smolder something, I get out first, okay? I show you, I keep first. Wait, okay, smoldering would look like that. Okay, okay. So, but this is smoldering coal. It's not smoldering branches. So smoldering branches probably have a little bit of fire. It's not total fire. Okay, can? This is just to FYI you, right? Okay, I go back. I will keep bigger, okay? Then everybody can see. This turned the cave into a cozy little room. Then one evening, maybe a dead chicken or a piece of raw meat fell into the fire. So this is historical. I mean, this is something that they think that might happen in the past. All right, how we can come to appreciate fire. Then one evening, it was not rescued until it had been well roasted. Someone discovered that the meat tasted better when cooked, and he then and there discarded one of the old habits which he had shared with the other animals and began to prepare his food. So what they're saying here are the old habits of men probably in the past is to eat animals without cooking. Okay, so now it accidentally fell into fire, right? It became roasted, and then when he eats it, it's very nice. It tastes much better. That's the meaning of this whole sentence here. Okay, can discard means thrown. All right. Okay. All right, I go on to the next paragraph, next page. So this factual text, as you know, this is not narrative text. Narrative text will be story. Okay, I go on, next one. fire. Next, this is the second type of story. Okay, fire can still be our enemy. So this is continuation of the story just now. Fire can still be, second paragraph. Fire can still be our enemy, of course, but it has also